Well, can Thomas Seyler join his compatriot Max Hopp in round 2 of the International Darts Open? Just saw an extraordinary turnaround in our last match. GNR Tut of Germany, 4-1 up, but going down 6-4 to Johnny Clayton, who won 5 legs on the spin. But he's up against this dangerous Spaniard, Antonio Alcinas, who came through the European qualifier last night with a win over Jan Dekker, and the former Lakeside World Champion Jelle Klassen. So a big scalp there to take to bring him into this opening round. Thomas Seyler coming through the host nation qualifier, beating Stefan Stoiker, René Edams and Mark Langendorf. And so Germany versus Spain. Rob Harrington, how do you see this one going?
Well, I've got to go with Alcinas. The bookies do. Around about 8 to 13 and Thomas Seyler 6 to 5.
Game on.
And especially when Alcinas beaten Jelle Klassen last night. And Jelle Klassen's been in some very good form for quite a while now. So we look at the form line, then Alcinas
83
certainly tips it here. And of course, a few years ago, he represented Spain when they beat England in the very first World Cup.
100.
And he's just starting to get back. He had a bit of a lean couple of years and then just getting back in it. But Thomas Seyler, been around an awful long time. I mean, I've known him, well, from the early 90s when I used to come over to Germany and play myself. So, you know, he's got a lot of experience, Thomas. And the fear of people like Thomas that all of a sudden they're just going to step up and find it. And so Alcinas has just got to stay focused, play his own game.
Yeah, Seyler made it through the qualifier in Munich earlier this year on the European Tour, but was beaten in the first round by Michael Mansell.
81.
This is the first time we've seen Alcinas on the European Tour this year. He did make one appearance last year in Gibraltar, but it was a first round exit and whitewashed 6-0 by Benito van der Pas.
100.
Yes, that's another player that we expected to qualify, and he hasn't done the last 2, has he, Benito?
He's actually seeded here, I believe.
Oh, is he? That's why he hasn't qualified then. Yeah. That's why I didn't see him in the qualifiers.
Yeah, no, he's...
That'll teach me to not do any research and just fly in this morning my content. Okay, you caught me there.
33.
No doubt I'll get hammered on Twitter for that. Please do. You're quite welcome to do any of that.
Yeah, no, he's another one who's done well in a short space of time. That's Benito van der Pas.
Come on, lads, grow up, please. 80. Thomas, you require 40.
Well, Rushbury having a little go at a couple of people in the audience there. Now there's a deadly silence gone across the hall.
Game shot.
But Thomas Seyler holds on to his throat and wins the first leg.
Antonio to throw first. Game on. $45.
The odds have now moved. Well, probably fine. Thomas Seyler has now moved to favourite. But this game is going to go backwards and forwards, I can assure you of that.
40.
If you're playing the odds on this one, you can switch backwards and forwards and make yourself a nice little profit without worrying about who's going to win, which is always a nice position to be in.
Yeah, Benito van der Pas, he's seeded 16 here. I ended up doubting myself there, Rod, so I've just had to check. He'll take on Mensur Suljovic tomorrow. So
100.
There's a contrast of stars. Benito van der Pas against Mensur Suljovic.
Yes.
The tortoise versus the hare.
Yes, it certainly will be. And there's 2 in for Thomas Seyler. And there's number 3. And that really does give him the edge. And Alcinas through first in this match. In this leg, sorry.
81.
bit of scruffy scoring, so Thomas Seyler. And this is where, after hitting the 1-8, you've got to follow it up.
$81.
And that'll do him.
$99. Thomas, you require 100.
So a nice round ton for a break of throw. Double top. For a nice tidy 14 darter from Thomas Seyler.
Thomas Seyler. Third leg, Thomas to throw first.
Well, he certainly used the 180, followed it up with the 81, and then took the 100 straight out. A great last 9 darts from Seyler. And that's what Thomas has got to do so often. You know, he hit a big score and then follow it up with a terrible score. And here's a little tip for all you youngsters who are watching.
43.
Don't have flights like Thomas Seyler. He has been practicing with them for a long time, because if you look at the thickness, and a little bit on Alcinas as well, not so bad though, but let's have a look at Thomas Seyler's flights. Look at the back end, how thick they are. That is going to deflect a dart sooner or later. And there we have it, where he's been hitting the top of the flights by the look of it.
Yeah, you can see them all bashed up there.
Yeah, and that's going to cost him a dart. And it may be the dart that that gives him a chance at a double, or then them flights should
58.
be as clean as they can be.
And Antonio Alcinas has enjoyed some success with the soft tip darts
45.
over the years as well. So,
Well, he started off as a soft tip player, didn't he? As do a lot of the Europeans, and especially in the Far East. I mean, the Royden Lands, the Scott Mackenzie's, and all the Chinese and the Japanese. They're all soft tip players that are turning to steel tip now. They're seeing all our top TV tournaments that have been on Sky now, filmed all over the world, and see the money and think, we'll have part of that.
$41.
We have at times watched Thomas and all of a sudden lose his form in the middle of the match and get very angry with himself. And of course the arm will tighten up in the hand, and that's when he
95.
starts to lose it. But at the moment he's in prime position. And a little straight ton he would take every day of the week here. Well, not now. Another one of those in a big 14. Thank you very much. And the one thing he has done in all 3 legs, he's set the shot up absolutely perfect.
126. $85.
that was a good effort from Alcinas, but Thomas Seyler, a masterclass in setting up the shot here, ready to pounce. 3 darts in hand for double top for a 3-0 lead. Can he do it? No, he can't.
Antonio, you require 41.
Well, that was a massive chance going begging. If Alcinas can nick this leg now, he's back in the match, and it will be a breaker throw.
Game Sean, a third leg. Antonio Alcinas.
It just shows you how quickly the game can turn around. Thomas Seyler still the favourite in the match, just odds on.
100.
Alcinas around about evens. But that was a huge chance, Mike. You know, you cannot... You know, I keep saying it's easy for us to sit here and say so, but you can't give those chances up.
No, and the difference between 3-0 and 2-1. They're kicking off with a ton 80.
$85.
And Alcinas immediately breaking back. Here we go. Fill it up, Thomas.
Wow.
Oh, he couldn't do it.
A little bit excited with the third. It was well over pitched, wasn't it? However, Not worried about the 9 data. 181 after 6.
And
And it is to break back. Now, what he's done in all 3 of these legs is set it up pretty well. What can he do with this one? Set for a 95.
55. $78. Thomas, you require 126.
So we've seen this a few times, starting on the 19s, but we'll just look to
54. Antonio,
set
you
something
require
up.
98.
It may be in vain with Alcinas a chance to draw us all square here.
39.
Oh, well,
Thomas, you require 72.
missing the big number, hitting a single 1.
Well, he took a nice 100 out with 2 darts on the combination in leg 2. Now double top again in leg 4.
52.
Well, the 3
Antonio,
previous
you
darts were
require
high.
59.
That one is well low. So another chance given to Alcinas.
$39. Thomas, you require 20.
Double 10 then.
Game
To break
shot
back
on the
yet
fifth
again.
leg. Thomas Seyler. 5th leg, Thomas to throw
For
first.
a 3-1 lead to the delight of the home fans here in the Saxon
on.
Arena.
Only Woodfield is should be 4-0 up.
Yeah.
$41.
The winner of this one
58.
plays Robert Thornton tomorrow. That's one of our afternoon matches. 8 matches tomorrow afternoon, 8 in the evening.
123.
This is where the seeds come in tomorrow.
100.
The likes of Van Gerwen, who's won the last 4 Euro events on the trot. Can he be stopped, or will it be number 5? And 125,000 that will be for 5 events. It's
Not bad.
Not a bad
For
job.
5 weekends work.
Yeah, not a bad job, is it?
$83.
That's of course on top of all the other hundreds of thousands he's accumulated this year so far.
100.
Well, he topped the million in the world ranking for the very first time. You take endorsements and promotions
41.
and exhibition into
Thomas, you
account. then-
require 142.
Well, he's going to get minimum 6 darts from here. Just don't. The big 20 is not a bad shot here,
100.
but that's even better. Yeah, I thought he was going to switch to the 19s, which would have been the wrong shot. May have left 83, where the 82's, so much better than 83,
40.
because you can use the
Thomas, you
25 and
require
ball
42.
on the 20 on the 82. So now 42 for a 4-1 lead.
$34.
Well, those 2 shots at double were fairly well. He'd only just snuck in the single 10 to set it up, but he has got a bit of time to come back and
85.
sort out this
Thomas, you require 8.
5th leg. Double 4 then. For a 4-1 lead.
Game shot on the 5th leg. Thomas Seyler, 6th leg, Antonio to throw first. Game on.
Well, Antonio's got to get something going. He's making it very easy for Thomas Seyler at the moment. And now it's Thomas Seyler that's gone massively odds on Well, at the start of the match, it was Alcinas who was the favourite.
And the match average is nothing to write home about at all, but getting on for 9 or 10 points between the two players now in Seyler's favour, but that will help. First 1080 of the match for Antonio Alcinas.
Well, he's not out of this game by a long shot, is Alcinas.
30.
However, he's going to have to break Thomas Seyler on 2 occasions if he's to play tomorrow. Well, look at the 14s now. 74 left.
91.
Well, we see Riesa on 121 go for that bullseye in 25 first. I can assure you Thomas Seyler will not go that way.
Now he wants the bullseye. And now he gets the bullseye. That really is a killer blow for Antonio Alcinas. A 1-2-1 checkout.
Yeah, that's brilliant, because I mean Alcinas kicked that leg off 140-180. Didn't do a lot wrong. This is possibly the most consistent I've seen Thomas play for a little while, especially on his doubles. I know he missed that leg with 3 darts at double top, but the rest of them have been pretty tidy.
100.
And he's got the throw here, and we'll look to get the job done.
140.
And get ready for tomorrow and a matchup against Robert Thornton, which that won't be easy either.
100.
Robert started walking. He'll be here by tomorrow.
He's walking 500 miles.
I know, yeah, Dad will kill me for that, I tell you. He knows I have to bring it up. It just tickles me, sorry. It's an old one, but it certainly works.
Well, given some of the journeys the players have had to get here this
Yes.
weekend to Riesa, walking might be a sensible option. Talk about trains, planes and automobiles.
Yes, it is a bit in the middle of nowhere, but, you know, we've got 2,500 people in here tomorrow. So, I'm afraid we have to go where the crowd's going to be. We're not packed out this evening, but Saturday and Sunday we will be.
59. 80.
Good recovery on the 19s as Alcinas just starting to look a little bit frustrated with himself at times.
Antonio, you require.
You didn't have to go for the bullseye with that last dart, because the 82 is the bullseye route with the first dart.
60.
Well, to wrap this up, and what would
Thomas,
be
you require 82.
a solid performance from Thomas Seyler. Going for the bullseye. Now the 17 will leave double top. And you have to say on the combinations, he's actually been very good at hitting the double.
42. Antonio, you require 76.
This has got to go, you feel. Oh, that's well wide. Big adjustment
60.
needed and can't do it.
Thomas, you require 40.
So another chance then to keep the German hopes alive into the second day of this International Darts Open. He wants double 10.
Starting to doubt himself. But no more. Third and final dart for Thomas Seyler.
and you see what that means to him. So he will join his fellow compatriot Max Hopp in the second round tomorrow, and it'll be Thomas Seyler taking on Robert Thornton. Coming up next, one of the ties of the first round, Stephen Bunting. He's had a fantastic year, 18 months since picking up the Lakeside World title. He's taking on Jamie Robinson in our penultimate match of the night. Let's though hear a few words, first of all in German, from Thomas Seyler.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch. Shorty, komm hoch. Gratulation, ganz starke Starts von dir. Ich meine, ich denke, du bist rundum zufrieden mit deinem Spiel, oder?
Ja, nee, also wirklich, das passt. Heute war schön, hat Spaß gemacht.
Was macht mehr Spaß, sowas wie heute oder Darts auf Sport 1 kommentieren?
Oh, beides hat seinen Fun, keine Sorge. Und wenn der immer bei mir ist, dann kann ich nicht aufhören zu grinsen. Also beides macht Spaß, aber das ist ein bisschen mehr hier. Das hier, ein bisschen mehr hier.
Auch noch für dich eine Frage auf Englisch. You're playing Robert Thornton tomorrow.